Thanks for joining me again this morning. Now for today's project, we're going to be making an egg basket. We have this piece of no-climb fence and we're going to see if we can make a vintage looking egg basket using this material. I've never seen this done before, so follow along and we will see how it comes out. So first thing I did is I took some pliers that are able to cut wire, and I cut this no-climb fence to 20 inches by 16 inches. And on the 16-inch length side, I cut off the top wire so that we have these long fingers on this one side. Now I formed that cut piece of no-climb fence into a cylinder, and in this direction, this is a 16 inches, and then around was the 20 inches. I'm using these little J looking pieces of metal along with these pliers, and I'm installing these little clips to hold this seam together. This tool can for putting together animal cages. I forget the name of this. I will insert the name when I'm editing the video. So this is where we're at now. So now on the side that has these fingers, I'm putting my thumbs in the middle, kind of like right here. I don't know if you can, let me tilt up the camera more. Right here, and I'm bending the wire. I'll show you up here on this piece. I'm bending the wire like that all the way around, and I'm gonna keep doing that and making that more of an extreme angle, and that'll bring this section tighter together so that when we have eggs, this is going to be the bottom of the basket. They don't slip out of these holes. So that's what we're doing now. We have roughly compressed this section by bending the wire in this way from 4 inches to now we're about at 2.5. We'll get this section to about 2 inches and then we will move on from there. We have that section compressed to right around 2 inches. Now on this next section right here, where it's still 4 inches, we're going to go in the opposite direction and start bending the wire and get this section from 4 inches down to 2 inches as well. Now we have that lower section compressed around the 2 inches, going in the opposite direction. Now we're going to work on the bottom of our egg basket. So all these fingers we're going to bring into the middle. We have a washer. We're going to bring those fingers up through the bottom of the washer, out the top, and bend it back over to secure this washer in the middle on the bottom. And we will go around with each finger and do that. So here's an update on where we're at. I recommend using needle nose and some other heavy duty pliers to do this part because it's kind of hard forming that wire, but it'll pay off in the end. So at any point in this project, if you have pieces of wire come unwelded from the outer ring that goes around the perimeter, you're going to have to, so you can see this on camera, wrap it around that perimeter wire and then continue on with the shaping of the basket. We have all the wires going through the center up through the bottom of this washer, and then I'm using these heavy duty pliers and bending them over the washer to fully secure the washer in the center. A piece of wire right here in this section broke off, so I'm going to take a cutting from the rest of the no climb fence that we're not using and wrap around this side with the wire, go under, and then fill in this right here. That wire that busted off right here, I took a piece of that no climb fence, cut out a section, wrapped it around this side, attached it or bent it around the washer, and then we're just alternating directions. So on the bottom, it's going around this way. The next section going around the other way. The section following that, the opposite. Now we're going to work on the top of the basket. Now I'm going to take the pliers and cut off this top ring all the way around. I don't know how hard it is to see this basket on this GoPro, but anywhere the broken wires, anywhere the wires came unattached to this top ring, we wrapped it around right there, and right there. Now I'm going to take this wire, loop it around, tie it off. The next wire, loop it around, tie it off. And we're going to do that all the way around the top. For the top, bending it down behind this other finger, and then taking the pliers, bending it around, like that. We have the top finished all the way around, and we have all the sections bent in a way to where even a smaller egg will not slip through. The bottom's finished off. Now we're going to work on our handle, and we will move to that. Maybe over here on the table you can see the basket more clearly on the GoPro. This is by no means perfect, but old vintage egg baskets that kind of have this look to it. The bottom. Now that it's pretty much formed and everything's wrapped how it should be, I'm going to take off these little clips. You can choose to leave yours on. And if you don't have the clips, you can also just take little sections of this wire and wrap it around on the seam when you're first starting, and it'll be more aesthetically pleasing. So I took, for the handle, I took a 1/8 inch welding rod and I hit it on the table and broke off all the flux, and this is going to be bent in a manner to where it loops around the side of the basket up to a wooden handle, back down and looped on the other side. We have one section bent of this welding rod to where it's going to hook on this side. I will then use pliers and finish bending that hook all the way around. Before we bend this other section, I'm going to take a section of this branch, cut it to length, and then drill out the center, and we're going to slide that onto this 1/8 inch welding rod as our wooden handle material. Okay, we have the handle on that 1/8 inch welding rod, and then both sides of the wire attached to the top rim of the basket. Now I'm going to go around with a metal file, and any sharp edges or points that are on the inside of the basket, or on the outside too, if you want to do that, where we use the pliers to cut the no climb fencing, just round off those points and those sharp edges, and then we will go try it out. I'm gonna say that works pretty well. Yep. You like how that turned out?
Yeah.
Is that perfect?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, for completely winging this project, I'm going to say it turned out really well. Thanks for following along, and please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm really going to push myself to try my best and get a video out a week. Thanks again, and I will see you on the next project.